Luis Ortiz takes on Charles Martin in the battle of two southpaw contenders. So I'm very intrigued by this fight. I know a lot of people are complaining that, it's a fight that shouldn't be on pay-per-view. It's a fight against two guys that we're not interested in. But I'm very interested in this fight. Very. And I think this fight, we're already getting a tricky fight between two power punchers, two southpaws, who both need to win very early in the year. Now, before we get into the video, like, subscribe, and not just like, subscribe, Happy New Year to everyone watching this video. I wish you all a blessed and just safe New Year without propaganda, without problems, where we can all benefit, we can all get rich, have fun. Just a blessed year. Now let's get into the video. Now on the undercard, we got a few interesting fights. On the main card, I'm only going to discuss the main card because the fight has, I think, 15 fights, but I'm just going to discuss the four main event fights. First, we'll be beginning Gerald Washington versus Ali Aaron Demirizin. Ali Aaron Demirizin was a former Turkish Olympian. Not a bad fighter whatsoever, but I believe he was knocked out by Efe Ajagba. I'm not sure if he did lose to Efe Ajagba. I'm not sure if he knocked him out or won by decision. No, he lost the decision to Efe Ajagba. Maybe that fight a few months ago didn't look too bad for Ali Aaron Demirizin. But the way that Ajagba performed against Frank Sanchez, it's not just he lost. He had no will to win. If he just lost, if he just went in there and, was trying to give it his all, got countered a couple times. No, he just was following Sanchez around, fought Sanchez's fight, and looked horrible. Did have no ambition to win the fight. And when you lose to a guy like that, people look back at you lost a decision to that guy. It looks bad, but I don't know. I've never seen Ali Aaron other than that fight against Ajagba. And at that time, Ajagba was undefeated, known as a power puncher. Maybe he was afraid of the mystique of Ajagba. We know he's not going to be afraid of the mystique of Gerald Washington. Gerald Washington is coming off a brutal loss to the main event opponent, Charles Martin. He got knocked out around 6 brutally. Charles Martin countered him with a beautiful short left hand. Gerald Washington was coming out. I think it was throwing a jab or a right hand. And Martin countered him beautifully. Martin, you can say whatever you want about him, but he does have power. He's a tricky southpaw and does have power. But look for this fight between Washington and Ali Aaron Demirizin. I'm going to pick Washington doing this fight. I'm more familiar with Washington. Don't know much about Ali Aaron Demirizin. Only seen him lose to, to Efe Ajagba. That's it. Now going on to the next fight. Johnathon Rice versus Michael Polite Coffie. The rematch. Michael Polite Coffie got absolutely destroyed in the first fight. I'm not even sure why. They're having a rematch. Johnathon Rice absolutely brutalized him for over 5 rounds. It was a no contest. Coffie couldn't do anything. And Johnathon Rice, I said a post-fight, and I'm not overreacting. He reminded me of not even a poor man's Lennox Lewis. He was like a B version of Lennox Lewis. Like a slightly worse version of Lennox Lewis. That guy was boxing beautifully. Amazing. He boxed absolutely amazing. And to have 6 losses on your record with the talent that he showed, let's take a quick look at Johnathon Rice's record. His record is 14 wins, 6 losses, 1 draw, 10 wins coming by knockout. He's lost a 10-round unanimous decision to Efe Ajagba. He got stopped by Dempsey McKean. Dempsey McKean, a fighter I am very high on. Very high on. He got stopped by Arslanbek Mahmudov in 7 rounds. Mahmudov, another guy I'm very high on. So other than a jug, but he lost a 6-round unanimous decision to Tonioka. But the judges had him only losing 4 rounds to 2. He lost a lopsided decision to Stephen Shaw and lost a 4-rounder to Khan Sheehan. So Stephen Shaw and Khan Sheehan, I'm not really sure who they are. But losing 4 rounds to 2 against Tonioka, a top 10 heavyweight, nothing bad about that. Arslanak Mahmudov, a very talented fighter, getting stopped by him. No shame in that either. And Dempsey McKean, I am very high on him. I think he has a future, especially at the Australian level. He's probably behind Joseph Parker. Not probably, he is behind Joseph Parker, the best Australian heavyweight. Very highly impressed by him. Highly impressed. He's very fast. He can move. He's 6'5", 6'6". Comes in high 230s, low 240s. Very light on his feet. Can box and move. And I said he would give Joseph Parker absolute hell. I did say that prior to Joseph Parker's phenomenal performance against Derek Chisora in the rematch. But I'm still very intrigued in a potential Dempsey McKean versus Joseph Parker fight. Now, I don't want to get sidetracked. I got Johnathon Rice beating Michael Polite Coffie again. He might win it quicker this time. It might take longer. I don't know. But I don't see how Michael Polite Coffie could win. Now, Frank Sanchez in the co-main event is fighting Christian Hammer. Christian Hammer, a French contender. He's the guy who'll always show up. He fought recently against Huey Fury. I remember that fight. He lost every round to Huey Fury. He quit after round 5. He had a bicep injury. He didn't give Huey any problems. But a couple fights prior to that against Tonioka, I know the judges all have it 10 rounds to 0. But he gave Tonioka some trouble in that fight. I was not impressed whatsoever in Tonioka that fight. He gave Tonioka some rough angles, rough Tonioka ups at time. Was always on Tonioka's chest, and Tonioka did not know how to respond correctly to Christian Hammer. And I'm intrigued to see how Frank Sanchez is going to deal with Christian Hammer. Because Efe Ajagba did not throw any punches in their fight. I'm telling you right now, Christian Hammer is coming here to win. Because Christian Hammer, I know he's a journeyman, a gatekeeper, a French contender, however you want to call him. But he knows that he has to fight and show up to keep on getting these paydays. If he wants to continue being the gatekeeper of the heavyweight division, he's going to fight. But look, Christian Hammer, at the end of the day, he's a limited fighter. Frank Sanchez is a phenomenal fighter. Trained by Eddie Reynoso, trains with Canelo Alvarez, trains with Andy Ruiz Jr. He's a phenomenal fighter. He can box and move and do everything. He has decent power. He's knocked out a couple guys out of the ring even. So I got Frank Sanchez to win this fight. Light stoppage or wide unanimous decision. I don't see Christian Hammer winning a round. I just want to see how he's going to deal with Hammer. Could he stop him? I'd be highly impressed if he did stop Hammer. Hammer, he hasn't been stopped in a while. I know he got stopped against Huey Fury officially in 5 rounds. But as I said, it was a bicep injury. He quit also on his stool against Tyson Fury. So I think only Mariusz Wach has knocked him out. Yeah, Mariusz Wach did knock him out back in the days. Back in July of 2010 in 6 rounds. He cleaned him out cold. But other than that, he's never been... I don't think he's ever been dropped. And he was down against David Price. Yeah, I remember that. He still fought. He's always fought well. He was down against David Price, but came back later. So I'm intrigued in this fight. I think this fight is better than the original fight. Frank Sanchez was supposed to fight Carlos Negron originally, and I was not interested in that fight. This fight actually has me a bit interested. Just to see the style matchup. I don't give Christian Hammer much of a chance to win. I would be absolutely shocked if Christian Hammer won this fight. Now let's talk about the main event. The main event, it seems to me everyone is picking Luis Ortiz to win this fight easy. And I'm not really sure why. It's Charles Martin that's coming off the impressive performance over Gerald Washington. Luis Ortiz in his last fight ended in 40 seconds against Alexander Flores. That fight is on my YouTube channel if you guys want to go watch it. Alexander Flores quit in the first 40 seconds. He quit. Did not give Luis Ortiz any challenge. So you can consider Luis Ortiz, his last fight was the fight against Deontay Wilder, the rematch. And God knows how old Luis Ortiz actually is. And Luis Ortiz has looked sloppy and slow for 5 years now. The last good performance he had was against Tony Thompson in March of 2016. He has looked sloppy, slow, and old ever since then. Maybe that's his last fight under 42 years old, under 45 years old. Maybe he's near 50 years old right now. We don't know. So I'm not really sure why everyone's picking Luis Ortiz, and I'm not sure why everyone thinks Charles Martin is a bum. Charles Martin is a good fighter. Charles Martin will pick out more than one guy and upset in the top 10 of the heavyweight division. Don't think these heavyweights... Charles Martin, I don't like to get into religion on this channel, but the reason why he lost, in my opinion, against Joshua, and that I always think Joshua beats him, but the reason why he got embarrassed like that was not because he's a horrible fighter, because he took big shots from Adam Kownacki, and I think Adam Kownacki and Joshua punch at the same level. It's because he challenged God. Now, no matter what your religion is, Jewish, Christian, Muslim, whatever you are, it's wrong to challenge God if you believe in God. He says he's a Christian. I'm not sure why you would compare yourself to God. He said, I walk this earth like a God. That's taking it a step too far. He was very arrogant. And I think it was more like God showing him that he's wrong. God was bringing him back to him. And I don't think Charles Martin showed that correctly in that Joshua fight. And I know a lot of people, the only fight they've seen for Charles Martin is the Joshua fight, but he's a much better fighter than that. And he was very gun-shy against Adam Kownacki. He lost the first 6 rounds, but then picked Adam Kownacki apart for the last 4. Completely turned on the switch. And I think if they have a rematch, he beats Adam Kownacki fairly easily this time around. I thought if they would have had an immediate rematch, he would have won another fight. If it was a 12-round fight, it would have been at least a draw. But it was a 10-round fight. Adam Kownacki got out strong and kept his lead. I don't see Luis Ortiz winning this fight. I'm picking Charles Martin firmly to win this fight. Possibly by KO, but it could be by decision on KO. I'm not sure how, but I see him as being the better fighter, the more fresh fighter, the younger fighter, obviously. We don't know, by 5, by 10, by 20 years. We don't know how much younger. I got Charles Martin winning this fight. Now, give me your thoughts in the comment section below. Like and subscribe and enjoy the video. Sadiq Boxing out.